Hello everyone, welcome back to Great Movie Fans YouTube channel. I'm Luke and today I'm bringing you my review for Cafe Society. I just saw this movie today. It just went wide today actually on the 30th of July. It was in limited release about a week or two ago and now it's officially wide across the country. And I have to say that love him or hate him, I know that he is controversial, but you have to admit, Woody Allen really is an incredible filmmaker. And he really is, you can tell how much passion he has when he is writing these kinds of movies. I have only seen a total of 4 Woody Allen films to date. I've seen Bullets Over Broadway, Midnight in Paris, Magic in the Moonlight, and now Cafe Society. And I adored this movie. I absolutely loved it. And if I had to give it a grade scale rating, I would probably give it an A, teetering on A-. There's just a couple imperfections about this movie, but we'll get to that in a second. But I really, really did enjoy this film. I thought it was so incredible because I'm a sucker for movies that are set in between the 20s and the 40s. Those 3 decades, you set a movie in that era and you put beautiful women in gorgeous costumes and you have fast-talking, witty dialogue, from that era. I love it so much. And it feels like a big Valentine to those old-fashioned Hollywood movies. It really does. So, Cafe Society, without spoilers, is about a young Jewish boy named Bobby who moves from New York City to Hollywood because he wants to make something of his life. And so he gets a job working for his uncle, played by Steve Carell, who is a big wig producer in Hollywood, and it's the 1930s. It's the golden age of Hollywood, and Bobby, played by Jesse Eisenberg, gets a job working for his uncle as basically like an errand boy, basically, and he ends up falling in love with one of Steve Carell's secretaries named Vonnie, who is played by Kristen Stewart, and they develop a romance together. And then he also develops a relationship with another woman named Veronica, played by Blake Lively. And I'm not spoiling the movie at all. This is everything that has basically been advertised in the trailers. And it goes through these romances and these stories about what happens with Jesse Eisenberg's character and these 2 women in his life. And it really was a good movie. I enjoyed it thoroughly, start to finish. I thought it was fantastic. Now, the reason why I said I gave it an A, teetering on A-, is just because of 3 tiny problems. Number 1, the movie does not have enough Blake Lively. She is so amazing, and I wish that there was more of her in this movie. Every time she was on screen, your eyes are just fixated on her. She's so remarkable, and I just wanted more of her character. Number 2, I felt that, and I've noticed this about Woody Allen as he's gotten older, comparing it to his earlier movies, and like I said, the only one that I've seen that was made in the 20th century was Bullets Over Broadway. And you can tell that Woody has a tendency to put as much as he can in a script, full of jokes and references and humor as much as possible. And sometimes it comes at the expense of character development. And I just think that what he should have done is he should have entrusted the help of someone else to help him write the script, because I felt like the movie, especially at the ending fell really flat for me. And it was kind of, when the movie ended, I was like, really? This is our resolution? We're ending the film on this note? Which, it wasn't bad, it just wasn't it didn't feel like a good payoff for the whole movie that I just sat through, which was fantastic for the majority of it. And the third blemish on this movie's otherwise perfect roster is the narrator popped up way too much. And I felt like the narrator was taking away from elements that could have been more explored with actual dialogue between the two, between characters. And, but that's it. Like I said, just 3 tiny problems, but the rest of the movie was fantastic. The production design is beautiful. Both Hollywood and New York City are so well realized, it's just gorgeous. The costumes are fantastic. The men in their suits and the girls in their beautiful gowns and dresses are just gorgeous. And I have to say, if there's one thing about Woody Allen that I really enjoy, it's that he knows how to perfectly shoot a scene. And Woody does this great thing that he does, and if you watch some of his other movies like Bullets, like Midnight in Paris, he does long takes, which is a very difficult thing to do, but he does it so well where he'll either pan through a scene all in one take, or he'll focus on 2 characters in one take, and they'll have all the dialogue back and forth, and it's not like he's doing close-ups and cutting back and forth between the characters in an intense dialogue-heavy scene. He did it a couple of times where he would cut and do close-ups, but I really enjoyed it the most when he would just sit the camera right here and just put both of the characters in a framed picture and just leave them to their own devices. So the cinematography is gorgeous. The cast, I mean, this is just, it feels like a cavalcade of movie stars, just like they had back in the 30s and 40s. And Jesse Eisenberg is incredible as Bobby. He's so endearing and heartfelt and lovable in the first and second act of the movie. In the third act, his character got a little bit on the shaky side, but he was great. I mean, Jesse Eisenberg is a fantastic actor. And I'm not kidding when I'm about to make this statement. This is the best role that Kristen Stewart has ever played. I mean, this woman, it feels like she is just a magnet for drama off camera. And then on camera, she's so bland and dull and boring and so one note with her performances that it was so refreshing to see her play the romantic lead. And it just felt like I forgot I was watching Kristen Stewart, and I felt like I was just watching Vonnie and Bobby just in a scene together. They felt like real people. And Kristen really stepped up her game with this. Going forward, I will see more Kristen Stewart roles. But she really did a fantastic job. I felt that Steve Carell did a good job. His character would have to go a lot more into spoilers, which I don't want to do. But he did a very good job with his performance. He's, like I said, he's a bigwig producer, but he's got a lot of drama that happens behind the scenes with his character. Blake Lively, as I mentioned, so fantastic. Just absolutely beautiful. She is radiant on screen. She's so gorgeous. And her acting is just pitch perfect, spot on, fantastic. I have to give a shout out to 2 actresses that really had, they had small bit parts, but they really were incredible. And that was Parker Posey and Anna Camp. Parker Posey plays the wife of a screenwriter in Hollywood that Bobby meets at one of his uncle's parties, and Anna Camp plays a prostitute, and they're fantastic in their scenes. They're only in a couple of scenes in the movie, but they're really, really great in the moments that they had. And like I said, overall, A-. If you're a fan of old Hollywood, if you're a fan of movies that are set in the 30s, if you're a fan of anybody in the cast, if you're a fan of Woody Allen, you will really enjoy this movie. I can't recommend it more. Cafe Society is a beautiful Valentine to old Hollywood, and it's just a fun movie to watch. So thank you so much for watching this review. Be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button if you are not already subscribed. You can follow me on my Instagram and Twitter accounts on GreatMovieFan. The links are in the video description. You can follow me on my other YouTube channel, Great Broadway Fan. Links are in the video description, and all of my other social media. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.